welcome to the first official Xklusive Thoughts video blog. This is the first of many, so I hope you will stay tuned in. I know many of you have been tuned into the movement, the Xklusive Thoughts movement, and I thank you for that. Without you, I wouldn't be standing in front of you today. So you, my audience, I appreciate you. I never knew that I would be here. I never thought in a million years I would be here. But because of your help, I'm here today, and I want to make sure we continue to positively impact lives and help inspire healthier relationships. So I often get asked the question, what's your story? How'd you get into blogging and into coaching? Well, before I even share what my story is with you, what I want you to understand is that I didn't have to go very far to figure out what my passion was. God kind of took out of me what was already in me, and He's been guiding my steps ever since. So what I want you to know is that I've always been a writer at heart. I was that guy, right? I was that guy back in high school and middle school when someone was going through relationship issues, or they were going through a time with their girlfriend or boyfriend and they wanted to express themselves. I was the guy who they would call to write the letter or to write the poem for them. And I was obviously pretty good at it. I helped save some relationships, helped some people get out of some bad ones. So when I talk about my story, I want you to know I already had being a writer inside of me. But my real story started when my mother passed away in 2011. She passed away from multiple sclerosis, and she was my everything. So, as I began to write again, because I lost the passion for it when life happened. Work, college, school, all those things happened. I lost the passion for writing, and I didn't have the time to do it. But one night after she passed away, I was sitting at my kitchen table in tears. And I was having trouble trying to figure out what to do with the emotions and what to do with the pain. And what ended up happening was something told me just write about it. And so I created a blog. And my first blog ever was called A Mother's Love. And what it was a dedication to my mother. And so I wrote the blog and I felt this great relief. I felt great about getting it off my back and off my shoulders. And I took it a step further. And I took that blog and I sent it out to all my social media networks, my Twitter, my Facebook, whatever you can think of. I just sent it out. And within minutes, it was like magic. Within minutes, I had people emailing me. I had people commenting saying that they could relate to what I wrote, and that they were going through the same types of situations. And I thought at that moment, I said, I got something. When I became a certified life and relationship coach and I started my business, I asked myself, what would my mission be? And anybody that follows me on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, that visits my website, they know what the mission is, because I make it very clear and obvious every single day. But for those of you who don't know, the mission is very simple: to help people first become better people so that they can ultimately become better mates, which helps foster an environment for better relationships and inspires better communities. That's the point of my mission. That's my goal. That's what I wake up to do every single day. And the coaching and the blog have been a great platform to help me accomplish those things. So remember, the mission: better people, better mates, better relationships, and better communities. It really is that simple. I often get asked the question, what allowed for your movement to grow at the pace that it has? What kind of took it from local to more of a national spotlight? And I tell people all the time, I have clients that are worldwide, but as far as my blog and my business goes, the way that I think it began to grow was very organically. I think that's the first thing to remember. It was very organic. There was no gimmicks. It was just straight up people enjoying the information and the content that I was putting out. I think the number one reason that the movement continues to grow is because people believe in the mission. And remember what that mission was: better people, better mates, better relationships, better communities. People believe in healthy relationships, and they just want a vehicle and a reason and a way to know how to build those relationships. Another thing I think that definitely changed the course of the Xklusive Thoughts movement, and for me, is I was blessed with the opportunity, I'm very humbled by it, to be a regular contributor for blackandmarriedwithkids.com, which that's with Ronnie and Lamar Tyler. And anybody that knows anything about blogging, they know that Ronnie and Lamar with blackandmarriedwithkids.com are gurus in that space. I think they've got something like 200,000 Facebook followers, over 10,000 Twitter followers, and they have a very, very loyal audience. And so as my work began to be exposed to their audience, my movement grew at the same time. They've become mentors for me, and I'm very blessed to be a part of the BMWK family, is what we call it. So shout out to Ronnie and Lamar for bringing me on as a writer. The third thing I think that's definitely changed the course of my movement and made it grow a little bit more is I gained a bit of credibility by being listed as a premier coach by Michael Taylor, who is the creator of BlackMenRock.net. He actually made me a premier coach because he saw what was going on with my movement. He saw that people were responding to my posts, they were responding to my coaching, and I think he believed in me. And so I thank him as well for making me a premier coach on his site. The last and final thing, though, that I think that really expanded the movement and the reach of the movement was Team LTD. You know, shout out to Team LTD out there. So what does LTD stand for? It stands for Lunchtime Discussion. About a year ago, we started doing discussions from about 12 to 2 on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, where I facilitate a conversation about a relationship topic on Twitter. And I do post it to Instagram and Facebook as well. But it grew massively. And so now, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 12 to 2, people, they're waiting on the topic to be discussed. And so I really got to say, shout out to Team LTD out there. I really appreciate y'all taking the time to help me grow the movement. And every day they encourage other people to come follow and join in the discussion. So I really appreciate them.